there friends, this is Grace and welcome to process video number 227 entitled My Happy, and this is going to be a single page layout featuring the products or items that I pulled out for my latest scrapbook homemade kit in June. And basically I'm going to use that green as my main background, but then I'm gonna have this black to frame it. So it's gonna be actually my background, but I'm gonna gut the inside of it, and then I'm gonna put the green on top. If you have been watching me, you know that I like to do this because I like to frame my layouts. So a little bit about the pictures. I have 4 pictures here, and these are just phone photos from the Father's Day for 2018. I have been working with my 2018 photos right now, and that's because I did a mass printout of all of them, and I did show how I prep my photos for scrapbook printing, and if I remember, I'm going to put that in the description box below. It shows you my kind of workflow of how I put or how I get my photos ready for printing. Basically what it is I edit the pictures just a little bit, but then the biggest thing is that I reduce the size of them to 3x4 so that I can put 2 3x4 photos in a 4x6 canvas, and that helps with the cost of printing. So I'm going to do kind of a center layout, or center design here, and then it's going to be kind of a grid design as well. I really like that house paper. I initially picked that pattern paper for the B side, which is just kind of a wood grain brown type of paper, but then I really like the house as well. And I thought that because these pictures are of a family and of an event that happened in the house, I figured that the house paper would be a good one to use. I'm also using some nested dies here. This layout is, I think this is going to be my, if I'm not mistaken, my 6th layout with this kit. So I am working with a few scraps, or I have papers that have been cut out and leftovers from previous layouts. So that's why I'm kind of getting a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? Creative with my scraps, and so I figure that I can use my dies for that. So with the circles and the triangles, I'm using them as kind of a visual triangles. You can see they're placed in 3 different positions of my layout, and I am trying to figure out which papers would work well for the circles and which ones would work well for the triangles. Initially, I had thought the green would work well with the triangles, but it just seemed a little bit too dark, and I needed something lighter to balance out all of the dark in the layout. And initially, as you can see, the biggest circle is supposed to be on the top right, but I just felt like it needed something to house it. And so that's why I'm going to cut out this piece of paper. Again, this is the back side of the house paper, and I'm going to cut them twice. So I'm going to back up the smaller piece, and then I'm also going to pack up the big circle. And I just like that better. I don't know. Let me know in the description box below. Do you think that I should have just kept the circle and not put a kind of a background for it or a foundation for it and left that there? Or was it better for me to have a background and then put the circle over it? So I don't know, I like this one better because then I can have the circles and the stars kind of going over it, tucking here and there, instead of that being the foundation. And I'm going to put my pre-printed journaling on the biggest block on the top left, and then I'm going to be actually putting my title on the center. At this point, I really didn't know what my title was going to be yet, and I don't know where it was going to be. But I do know that I had pulled out a thicker set that had like foam titles, pre-made titles, and so I'm just going to pull out one from that, and I'm going to put that in the center, and you'll see that later. I'm also going to be inking the edges of my papers, and I'm just using my favorite distress ink tea dye for that. This tea dye ink sits on my table so that I could just use it. I don't ever put it away. Sometimes I do a different color, but for the most part, I do this tea dye. I don't know, I just like the brown edges for inking when I do feel like inking. So as you can see, that smallest circle, because it is scraps, it's not a full circle, but it's okay because it's going to be tucked in behind that photo. So if you have scraps and you want to use shapes with it, just, cover up the open spaces with photos or with another paper, and nobody will know that it is from a scrap. I'm sorry, my voice is kind of going away. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's early in the morning, but I will try to plug along. So again, as you saw me there, I was still trying to see if the green would work better than this white one, but I really liked the white one better because it's just a lighter color, and it, for me anyways, it looked like it was more balanced. And I did add some foam adhesive to these stars just to pop them up and give dimension and make the layout a little bit more dimensional instead of just a flat layout. There's nothing wrong with flat layouts, as that I can see, but sometimes I feel like things need to be lifted up just so that it will have a little bit more interest. So I'm pulling out this Indigo and Ivy sticker sheet from Pink Paisley, and I'm just using some of these stickers to add more design to this layout. I like this Indigo and Ivy for this particular layout because there's blues and greens, and I always associate blues and greens for a more masculine layout, and so that's why I pulled that there. Again, these are just pictures of Father's Day from 2018, just my kids with my husband, and my husband wearing his Father's Day shirt. And then photos of our dinner that he requested, which is steak and some grilled items and also peach cobbler. So that's basically my layout. You will see some close-up shots after this. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. If you like these videos, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!